Hey, what is up? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day so far. Sunday, beautiful. The weather is changing a little bit here in Dallas-Fort Worth, but not too bad. It's going to rain a little bit for the next 3 days. So if you live in North Texas, be prepared. It's going to get a little floody around here. So just pay attention. Don't drive in high water. And, the worst part is it's pretty much going to cut down on our riding. So not very good. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So we'll just have to deal with it. Anyway, if you have not checked out our video on Friday, we do the rant and rides every single Friday. We don't miss. It's like clockwork. We talk from everything from motorcycles to good bikes. Actually, all bikes are good. But we talk about bikes that are good for new riders and guys that are just coming over from the street and stuff like that because they've been checking out our stuff and listening to your comments. And it's helping them kind of make that transition because the dual sport world is growing, whether you like it or not. Yeah, we're coming for you. So, but that is really, really cool. And don't forget, if this is your first time, make sure on Apple Podcasts and all the podcast platforms that you go ahead and subscribe to the 690 ADV. Don't forget, you can find us at 690adv.com. And you can also get us on youtube.com/690adv. And we're also on Facebook, too. We don't do a ton of Facebook. I have kind of issues with Facebook. I got a lot of buddies that are on Facebook, so this is not a push against them. It is a push against just a lot of the other avenues that go with it. It's just, I call it fake book because it is fake, and it's not what you think it is. It's really, really not. It's hard to cipher through what's true and what's not true, and that's just the way that it's been built. And it's just not really used for what it was truly built for, but we're not going to go into that. But you can find us on there. Don't forget, also check out Dual Sport Global. It's a new group. It's really pretty cool. I got a bunch of my buddies started that one, and I'm a part of it too. I'm not on a ton, but I do get on there and do make some posts on there. So, but make sure you check that out. What else? Let's do some shout outs as I always do. I'm trying to make this quick, but it is a podcast, so just sit back, relax, listen in. Maybe you're traveling or something like that, and I could just help you waste a little bit of your time until you get to your destination. But anyway, shout outs to all of our Patreons. Thank you so much. Your help is unfathomable on how much it helps our channel and our podcasting, especially our podcasting. It's really, really been helping our podcasting because the little donations that you guys give us, man, I tell you what, I cannot tell you how much it really helps. It's helped with all this new gear and all the new things that we've got going on. We don't really make much, and we spend almost all of it so that we can put it back into the channel. But if you want to be a Patreon sponsor and help the channel out, you can find that at patreon.com/690adv. And we sure would appreciate it. And we'll send you out some swag and stuff too. So it would really, really, really be cool today. Not only that, also KTM North Texas / Sherco of North Texas. The guys over there are fantastic, great supporter of the channel. And if you're looking for any motorcycle parts or anything like that, give Bert a shout out over there. Just check him out. That's slmracing.com, or you can reach him at Bert, BERT, at slmracing.com, and he'll help you out because that guy is freaking amazing, and he is good at what he does, and he knows dang near everything. On to today's podcast. Today's podcast. Well, we had a podcast about 90 some odd episodes ago. It was my first podcast, and I did an interview with a wonderful lady and a super good friend of mine, and she is awesome. She is fantastic, and she is so much fun. I don't get to see her as much as I'd like to. She's a very, very super, super good buddy of mine, his wife. And, but man, she is just an absolute blast. She's so much fun. But not only that, she is a girl writer, and girl writers are coming, and it's awesome. And I think it's fantastic. You know, she's a wife, she's a mother, and she basically, she rides, man. She rides. So today what we're going to do We're going to talk about bikes, her bike, and we're going to talk about some cooking and camp cooking and just kind of what's going on and what's happening because, they do have some social media stuff like YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. And but we're going to see what's going on in her world because it's really awesome. I don't get to do a whole lot, and it's so much fun to interview people. And let us know down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or if you're just on the podcast side of the world. Make sure you get on that too and make that part of it and tell us what you think about it. And don't forget 690adv@gmail.com. You can send us any emails you want. We get a lot of them, and we do our best to cipher and sift through them and pick the best of the best. But if you have anything that you want us to talk about or anything from research, stuff like that we could do a podcast on, I am all ears. I think it would be awesome and fantastic, and I would love to do something like that because that's really what this is all about. It's not about me. It's about all of us. So what we're going to do is I sent her a text earlier today and said, hey, would you be willing to do a podcast? I'm going to call you around noon. And she said, sure, not a problem. And I'm kind of running a little bit late. So we're going to shoot her a quick call after I take a sip of this delicious coffee, and hopefully we can get her on the line, and let's pick her brain a little bit because girl riders, man, they're awesome. Another girl that I met not too long ago, Z Traveler, she's really, really cool. She's got lots of stuff going on. We're going to try to get her on. And but I just think that the girl side of it is really neat, and I watch them ride and do all this, and man, they can ride. So let's, no further ado, let's get a sip of coffee. Let's give her a call. Oh, man, that is delicious. Anyway, so here we go. Let's see. This is our first phone call interview on our new system that you Patreon sponsors helped provide and buy. And thank you so much again. I cannot tell you how much. Well, if all goes well, it's going to ring. And we're going to get her on the line. Well, it's ringing. I do know that. Now, will she answer? That will be the question.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
What are you doing?
I am chilling.
Chilling?
What are you doing?
You're in Florida. There's no way you're chilling. You're roasting.
I'm chilling in the house.
Yeah, you're chilling in some air conditioning because I used to live there. There is no such thing as cold in Florida. Cold in Florida is a pair of shorts in December.
Muggy and buggy.
Yeah, and you get the delicious yellow flies too because they're like the best of the mosquito planet. I think
they're out now. This is their time, so it's been crazy with them.
Yeah, I've got no desire to get anywhere near that place. The only reason I go to Florida is to see you and your family, and other than that, I'm ready to get out of there.
That sounds familiar because that's the only reason we go too.
Exactly.
For family and friends, and then get the heck out.
Yeah, exactly. Roll out. So anyway, I kind of preempted everybody a little bit of who you are and that you were on the very first podcast and that this is our first attempt with a phone call in. So we're hoping that it's going to turn out good. It should. It sounds really good on my end. I don't know how it sounds on your end, but
sounds good on my end.
Oh, good. So I think this new board is like all this techno mumbo jumbo, so I'm kind of digging it. But I was talking about girl riders and stuff like that, and I think it's really awesome, especially wives, and not only a wife, you're also a mother. You have multiple children. You're like family of 8 or something.
9.
Yeah, it's like 9
altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 is enough or something like that. But
yeah,
start your own show. That's what you need to. That's what you guys need to do. You need to do like 9 is enough, and then just do a YouTube channel on that. But
I know
the cool thing is you do ride. You have your own motorcycle. I didn't give away the farm. You do tons of cooking. I've had your cooking, so we're gonna definitely get into that side of it. But because I love the food, and you can tell because I don't have a beer belly, but I have a food belly because I'm a foodie. And And then we're just going to talk a little bit, kind of like what's going on and what's been happening, and then I'll let you go about your day. I'll let you go.
Go back to my in the house COVID day.
Yes, I'm going to let you go back to your quarantining. I kind of wish you were here quarantining because you could cook.
I know, and I'd probably get crawfish too.
Oh, do you? Well, I'm not going to ruin your day, but we have a big crawfish boil coming up in about, in like 3 weeks. We're doing like 80 pounds.
That's my favorite.
Oh, it's going to be so awesome.
And I'm sure I'll get some pictures.
Oh no, I'm gonna blow you up. I'm not gonna sit there and let you, not see the awesome, of Texas food. I mean, that's crazy. I would never do that. Anyway.
No, I enjoy our Tex food wars.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't always win, but it is fun every once in a while, like when we're doing hibachi and stuff like that. I love blowing that up because I was like, who would really, really wish that she would be here? Like, right, if there teleporters existed, she would be here right now. When we're doing steak and shrimp and chicken, and oh my goodness, oh man, I'm hungry right now.
Good.
We're doing steak tonight, so you'll probably get blasted up tonight. So
great.
Yeah, we have.
I think we're doing leftovers tonight. We had Lily and Trooper turned 19.
Ooh, nice.
So we had barbecue ribs.
Perfect.
Really tasty.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been about a year since I've got to hang out with you. I was telling everybody how much fun you are. You're like my little hangout buddy. When we get to hang out, Bonnie likes to sip a little bit of wine once in a while. She's not like a winey.
Hang out in the moto barn.
Yeah, we sit out there and we drink. And because see, the thing is Bonnie's really good, like all the time. And then when I get to see her, I corrupt her. So,
yeah, exactly.
Because I was like, so have you had any wine? No, I haven't had wine in 6 months. I was like, well, that changes tonight because
here you go.
Here you go. We're going to sit around here and we're going to talk about motorcycles and all sorts of stuff. So, anyway,
by the end of the night, we're going to be listening to 80s.
Heck yeah, man. We'll put on the Alexa and we'll let her rip. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really, it's been a while. So we're going to have to hook up for too much longer. But with everything that's going on. I'm about over this.
Quite do it.
I'm about over this crap.
Yeah.
So,
me too. I was so freaked out when it all went down because I was like, oh no, I feel even more trapped in Florida.
Oh yeah,
I was like, we got to get over the border before this happens.
Oh,
but
exactly.
Luckily, they've lifted everything, so we're free.
Yeah,
to go.
And they've been same thing here in Texas, which is real nice, and it's getting a little bit better. I'm hoping we don't have like a big second round, but I don't want to talk about the COVID-19 podcast. I want to talk about good fun crap, but everybody that's been cooped up, So, but anyway, I'm going to give a little bit, or what? I don't want to do it. You give a little bit. How long have you been riding, and what motorcycle do you have? And what have you been doing lately? Because you have been all kind of quarantined up. Have you been riding? And then I want to give a little bit of a blast from the past about a year ago on how you got your motorcycle back to Florida. And then, but if you have, but you know what? Let's just start from the blast from the past. When you went back to Florida, your motorcycle... It didn't go back as a whole motorcycle, correct?
No, it did not. We were kind of in a time crunch, and all of us going in two different directions. Billy and Zane were going up to Yellowstone to Beartooth Pass, and Josie and I were heading back to Florida because my daughter that lives in North Carolina was about to have a baby. So we were trying to get back here as fast as we could. So, I guess I just got to go ahead and say it. It's a Yamaha XT250, and that baby's not gonna. It's as capable as it is. That would have been a long trip, about 1,700 miles.
Yeah, it would have been rough.
Leaving Flagstaff.
I don't care what bike you're on. You could be on a BMW 800. That's a whooping.
Yeah, it's still a long trip. Yeah. So we had to figure out a way to get it back. We couldn't find any trailers that would hook up to the CRV, so we decided to try to stick it in the car.
Right. I remember. I got the time lapse of how it all went down. It was interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed because I would have never.
It did fit. it can work.
It can be done.
You know, as small as a XT250 looks, it gets really big in your car.
Yeah, especially whenever you're putting it in the back of an SUV, and you have one extra person that is going back with you because you are under a. I know it was a really crucial time frame because you made it through Texas, spent a day or two, and then you boogied right back out. But
and we had Josie in the car,
and
we also had Oliver in the car, and the dog sleeping on top of the XT. So it was crazy.
Yeah, needless to say, but it can be done. It can be done. I know it's on your YouTube. I think it's on your YouTube channel, or maybe it's on Facebook. People can find it under the Storymoto stuff. But it can be done.
We did a video of it, and then also we didn't realize it until after it happened, but Ride Apart featured it too, just to show that, yes, you can fit a dirt bike or a small adventure bike into the back of a car.
Right. I was like...
Make sure you drain all the gas and oil first.
Yes. Well, I remember because I received multiple texts and some phone calls on asking me a couple of questions on the breakdown of it and trying to find out help maybe with the trailer situation. And it just came down that there was no other solution. It was either that or put it on the roof, and that wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to happen.
I would have been freaked out the whole way home.
Yeah, so
because waiting to see it fly by.
Yeah, I remember you pulled in my driveway, and short of hugs, I looked at the Honda and I was like, "Boy, that sucker's way down." Right. It was. I mean, that suspension was squatted quite well. So
it was burritoed in there for sure.
Yes, very burritoed in. So. You basically, Texas, whammo, that's your car, by the way, all the way back to Florida. And I know you got it off. I know you got it offloaded. I know you weren't really excited.
Immediately.
Yeah. So it was offloaded.
Yeah.
And tell me what happened with the rebuild.
Well, you know what? First, I'll say, even though we did make it happen, it was barely worth it.
Right.
Barely worth putting it in your car. Like, looking back, I probably would have worked a little harder at trying to find some way to haul it differently, just because.
Right. And this is good information, by the way, because you've done it. And if you had to redo it, you're letting everybody else know that you would probably put a little more time in to try to maybe trailer it.
Yes. But if it's the only option you have, it does work. I would just say, you want to get it off its side.
Right.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think we were I can't remember how many days it took us, because we did stop at your house for a day or two. So 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, because it was, you tried. Because you tried. I remember when you left out of Flagstaff, it was, I think you drove straight through because you were delirious when you got to the house. And that's the only reason.
It was I think it was we got there when you were having coffee. So
yeah, I was getting ready for work.
We crashed at 7 a.m. or something.
Yeah, I was getting ready to head out to the office, and you're sitting in my driveway, and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, here they are.
Hey, they're here. But but that's good because that's good information. Good.
So basically, just got it home and got it off its side, and then Billy and Zane got here 4 weeks after us.
Right.
And they're the ones that put it back together for the most part.
Okay, now here's the thing. I know both of those boys. Okay, and you're laughing. So I'm under the assumption I'm pretty sure it's running. Here's my deal. How long did it take them to get it back together? Because I know them, and Billy's very meticulous. He would rather spend a week doing something, even if it took an hour to do. He'll take a week to do it just to kind of. So. How'd that go?
And he actually, we lucked out because we were able to get it into the house.
Right.
So that was number one. We had air conditioner.
That is a big deal.
It was hot.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Mid-June.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal. But also, like you said, Billy's Billy's Billy, so he basically went through and cleaned it all too. And actually, I remember he cooked the axle in a pot on our stove.
What is it with him and cooking parts? To get a bearing out of a wheel out of a F800, he boiled it or something. I watched the video. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he boiled the axle, got everything all cleaned up, and then put it back together. And so he definitely took his time with it, got it back together. But luckily, we didn't have to take off the forks or the swing arm to get it in,
right?
Or the handlebars,
right?
So
the triple tree was a track too, right? You just laid it on its side. You just took the wheels off.
Yep, just took the both wheels off and pulled the front axle, took the wheels off. Then also, zip tied all the levers and cables and brake calipers, everything, and wrapped up. I mean, it was a quick thing. We wrapped up all the oily, greasy parts in bags and burritoed it on in. So
that's my favorite word. It's a burrito. Got that from Eric. Hey Eric, where's your tent? I'm not tenting it tonight, buddy. Going burrito. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Does it run? Does the bike run?
It does.
Perfect.
I've occasionally I've been like, oh, this feels a little shaky, you know what I mean? But
I got a little front end wobble there, buddy.
Yeah. I think it's just that it's an XT, it's not gonna, it's a capable bike, but it's a no frills bike for sure. And I weigh like 110, so
yeah,
a little
if you got a water pack
and I can feel it.
Yeah, if you've got like a Camelback, you weigh 110.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole different bike.
Yeah, I've sneezed and watched you fall over.
So, yeah. So I think it needs a tune up right now, but other than that, I mean, put it back together and.
But it's running though. Like you could get out and
which is.
Yeah, you can get out and ride it though, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's what's another thing about what's great about the XT250 is it's. Since it is a no frills kind of bike, it's pretty reliable.
Yeah, I mean you don't have a radiator that you had to deal with. You have to drain that out because it's air cooled. I mean, in all honesty, if you look at it, it's literally if it's thin, it's not that heavy for what it is. You got to have some. Most people fail to understand that dual sport motorcycles have to have some weight to them, and everybody looks at them and say, "Oh man, that thing's a fat pig," and it's a blah, blah, blah. It's like, look. If it was a dirt bike, they would have made it a dirt bike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not a dirt bike. It's not a dirt bike. It's a dual sport bike. It is a trail bike.
Yes.
It is a capable trail bike, and it is a lot of fun as a trail bike. And you see tons of them. And they sell a boatload of those things. So. But it's the same thing with
and even though it says like 18 horsepower, it feels zippier than that. I think.
No, it does. I've ridden it, and that thing is fun. It is a fun bike, and the cool thing is the seat. The seat's a little weird for me, just because I'm not part of the short people club. But
right,
you know what I'm saying. So, but I get it for shorter.
That was great for me.
Yeah, for shorter people. I mean, because you're not tall. I mean, you're not tall, literally at all. So I mean. What 5'6"? I mean, I think you're taller than your.
5'6",
I think you're like taller than your husband because he's small.
Yeah, we have the height battle all the time.
Yeah.
Depends on the shoes.
Now that's funny. Yeah, I got you today,
and
bro.
the inseam. That's a whole nother thing. The inseam is important.
Right.
When you're talking bikes.
Yeah. No, exactly. So it does run, and you have been cooped up, and I've seen some things that you've been doing. I'm not going to go into total detail crazy because it is a podcast, and this is just for people to sit around and listen, and it's good stuff. And I know that I have female girls that listen to our podcast, and but I know it's back together. I know it runs because, well, you told me to, and you're not going to lie to me. I mean, unless you lie to me. But, so I know you've been cooped up. And so how much riding have you been doing? Because I know you've been back to Florida for about close to a year. Because, I mean, we're not going into details while you're there. You have some family things that you're wrapping up, and you got some things going on, and it's nobody's business other than yours. But you have to be there. So what kind of riding have you been doing? I mean, like, have you been out, like, hitting some of the state parks or anything? Or are you just riding around?
We haven't.
Yeah, go ahead.
We haven't hit any state parks. There is a dual sport group here that I've met that have asked us to go out and ride, but we really we're sort of a keep it around our house.
Yeah, trust me, I know Billy.
Family.
So, Billy's not a group rider.
Yeah, he's not even a group rider with me. So
yeah. He's like a lone wolf.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he is. Yeah, we all have to have one fault, right?
Yeah, well, his is, exactly.
So if there are twisties or anything near a twisty around here, we know where they are. Let's just say that.
Right.
But, mostly just the trails that we all know about here that, if you ride a bike around here,
Yeah,
it's
like when we come in town and we bring all the dirt bikes and all that stuff and we go ride around, there's certain hidden gems, for as best as it can be for Florida. That you can go and hit stuff. So basically it's kind of the norm, basically the little hit. If you don't know about them, they don't exist.
Exactly. Other than that, it's all flat.
Oh no, it's flat.
Riding.
Yeah, it's flat. If you find a hill in Florida, ants live in it.
Remember it.
Yeah, and ants live in it. Yeah, there's nothing in it. I'm serious.
Exactly.
The place is a freaking.
So yeah, it's mostly been just those few trails and just kind of tooling around town sort of stuff while we've been here.
Cool. I mean, but you're getting out, you're riding. I mean. And I talked about the XT250, and I love the bike. And a lot of people, I guess they think that I'm a little weird when it comes to that bike. I would have never, ever, I've known about that bike a really, really long time. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know anybody that actually owned one. Well, you pulled the trigger and bought one,
And I was at your house when it happened. I remember, just everybody had downsized, Zane had gotten the CRF 250. Then Billy went from the Beamer to the KTM 690.
Yep.
I was sitting there with the Versus 300 like, wait a minute, what just happened? So
everybody's totally set up for the dirt.
Looking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I started looking around and happened on, I think I was on
that 300,
iBar,
by the way.
And
I like that thing.
Yeah,
I'm just going to let you know. That is a fun bike. I don't care.
It is an awesome bike, and believe me, I miss it all the time.
But here's the kicker: yours was a little different.
Yeah,
but yours was a little different than just it wasn't factory. You know what I'm saying? It was modded.
Right,
was modded up, which really made it fun.
Pretty extreme mods on that.
Yeah.
We did raised fender and seat mod, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, very, very cool bike. It was I don't know, it was a fun bike. But here's the deal. I was okay when you sold it, and then you got the XT, but that was my thing was with the XT is it was just, I was totally, I was like, yeah, it kind of fits the part. I kind of get it,
Right.
I want to ride it just to, I want to go check it out, but I had no expectations, and I was just like, yeah, let me get on this thing. And then I took off out of the driveway and headed down to the park, and I was like, man, I'm not going back. I'm going to hang out this thing for a little while. This is fun. And
That's the story of my life with this bike. Everybody wants to ride my bike.
Yeah, it's because it's fun. And people look at it and they go, oh, it's only 18 horsepower. I think it's a piece of crap. It's like, well, it's not how much horsepower a bike has. It's how the horsepower is set up to the torque to the rear end. And it is, I'm telling you, if you're listening and you are a girl or you are a guy, I don't care who you are, I'm telling you, that bike is more than what you're I'm telling you, it is more than what you think. It is, I get it. I totally get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely underrated because it really is a capable touring bike. You're not going to Like I think probably max I did on it was about 300 miles in a day.
That's still,
and that was
that's still
good.
pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. I hate to break news to you.
Yeah.
300 miles is right around my range, and I've been doing it a long time. And the older you get, the less you want to do. I'll promise you that.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I don't care what bike you're on. I mean, the most I did, even on my BMW, was 600, 650, something like that. And then my DL650, I think, that one, we weren't doing much more than 400 on that. I mean, those are twins. And
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're so much smoother, and you've ridden on the back of an 800 for good miles and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. I don't care who you are. It gets uncomfortable. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable. I could sleep on it. No, you can't. You're a liar. You're full of crap. There's no way that it's so comfortable you can just sleep on it. I mean, it doesn't matter. The seats are what they are, but I will say that the seat concept is muy bueno.
It is. That's really made a difference, especially, doing 300 miles on it. Mine came with it. I lucked out. Like the bike I found in let's see, it was Arkansas, right? It was right outside of
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay,
yeah. It's Oklahoma.
Was a great deal because it came with
you stole that bike.
Set up
I don't care what you say. You stole that bike.
I did.
You stole that bike. That bike, you stole it. I mean, it literally was in immaculate condition. It had modded parts on it. It was immaculate. We're not going to discuss what you paid for it, but you stole it. You totally got a deal on that. You got a deal.
Yeah, I did. And I was super excited because I really, I started off riding dirt bikes. So I was really happy to just go back to something that was more dirt bikey than the Versas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it really is. It's way more. And the turning radius on that thing is just the most ridiculous thing. You can't even explain it.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. I think like when we all figured that one out, we were like, "Oh my gosh, yes!"
Yeah, literally, you can turn around in like a 8x8 circle if you know what you're doing. It's just it's hard to explain to people because if you don't really know about the turning radius with the stops and all that stuff, the KTM is probably the worst turning radius bike ever built.
Wow.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like 18% that it'll turn, but yours will almost touch the tank. You mean you could turn it. You keep going. It's like, what is it going to stop? You know what I'm saying? And then
I
it
think
finally,
it's a 51-inch turning radius.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, but it really is super cool. So the XT 250, that's the bike to have. It's fantastic. Now I want to move on to the part that I love motorcycles, but I also like food. So,
we're not out in the shed licking bolts and nuts.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That's later. But so I know when you were here, you threw a lot of things out, and this wasn't even on the first podcast because it didn't even exist at that time. It was It was like I don't know what that sound was, but I was trying to make it like like the Scooby Doo, where the screen melts and stuff. But anyway, so it didn't exist. You had contemplated because you always cook. You're always cooking,
Yes.
like literally, like always freaking cooking. And you're like Billy's grandmother.
I'm one of those people that
Yes.
start thinking about food right when I wake up in the morning.
Exactly, and I love that.
Love food.
It's amazing. So you talked about because I knew you always were cooking when you'd come and see me when you would pass through, and then but you talked about your cookbook. Okay, that you're like, you know what? I'm going to make a cookbook one of these days, and I'm going to make a motorcycle cookbook. And I was like, that's interesting. Because here's the deal. 90% of all male riders will tell you that they can cook good food on the road. And I have come to the conclusion, because I've been around a lot of them, they're all liars. They cannot cook. They cannot cook. And here's the deal. I do my best to cook, and it is leaps and bounds over all my other friends that I ride with. But
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, but you kind of took it to the next level, like next level, especially with like camping and stuff. Totally, I would have never guessed. You made one meal, and you sent me pictures of it at a literally in the middle of nowhere, and it was really super, super cool. And I was like, because we always talk about it, because, you know, when you were at my house, I was like, you know what sounds really good? We should make some chicken and dumplings. And you're like, I can make that. And I was like, really cool. And I was like, all right, yeah, well, let's just see, because my mom makes a pretty mean chicken and dumplings.
Yeah, exactly. I knew what the expectations were. So.
Well, you're talking, you know, a 70-year-old lady that's been cooking it, you know, since she was 18. I mean, it's pretty hard to screw it up, and everybody knows it because everybody's got that Nana or that Meemaw or that whatever that can cook. So, long story short,
I'm not a Meemaw. Well,
no, but it was.
I mean, I'm going to be a grandmother, but I'm not a Meemaw. But I can cook.
No, well, I'm going to tell you, it was pretty damn skippy. I mean, we ate like a huge, huge pot of that stuff. All right, I don't want to talk about that in my house. Here's the deal: out of nowhere, I get a picture, and the picture you sent me was this pot, and it wasn't even a big pot. It was just a pot over a campfire, and I had to zoom in on it. And you're like, "Look what I made!" And I'm like, "No freaking way!" You made chicken and dumplings.
Yep. On the campfire.
On a campfire in the middle of nowhere. So,
yes.
How'd you do it? I mean, I'm serious. How'd you do it? Because I know, don't sit there and go, oh, I got a magic wand and a hat. So, to me,
you know what? One thing I learned about cooking on the road is that you can take the stuff that you love to cook at home and really look at that recipe. It doesn't need everything. You don't need to bring everything with you to make something really good, just like you eat at home, and be completely satisfied with it, right?
I know, because I sleep so much better when I eat a real meal after riding all day.
Yeah, and you need that. I mean, just making small adjustments to what you're eating on the road is really going to make a huge difference in your energy level, because you're doing a lot more than you think, you know. You're burning a lot of calories and using up a lot of energy to do that to get out there on the road on your bike, and then, you know, get to camp and collect your wood, set up your tent, all that stuff you're doing. You don't realize how much energy you're burning.
Right.
So having a really good meal can go a long way there, and also just mood, especially if you're riding with other people.
Happiness.
You want to, happiness.
I'm telling you right now.
You want your happy meal.
I've done, I don't even want to tell how many thousands of miles I've done with your husband. And we've known each other since we were 8 years old, right at 9. And he eats the most god-awful food on the trip. And he
he got lucky.
Oh, no, he got way lucky. And he used to give me the hardest time on when I used to cook. He's like, I didn't want to go to the 5 seasons or 12 seasons or whatever it was and eat food. And I said, well, it's not really about that. I said, we've been riding all day, and mustard sardines and crackers and cheese and summer sausage ain't cutting it. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I want to jam a bunch of oils and salts and all that stuff in my body, and a bunch of, I was like, that doesn't work. So, I mean, I would cook, and it would drive him nuts, but it's amazing now that he's got a chef that rides a motorcycle, how everything has changed. I mean, everything has changed, and that's okay, because you know what? I'm just glad that it has changed. So the next time we get out on a ride, he can shut up.
You're going to be eating some good food.
Yeah, I mean, good food. So you made chicken and dumplings on a. I still don't know how you did it. I think you cheated. I think you drove it in there, and you just poured it in a pot and said, "Hey, check it out. Yeah. We'll freak Joe out. That's what we'll do. We'll freak him out." But the thing is you wouldn't lie. You wouldn't lie to me. So I know that you did it, and I think it's really cool, because it goes to show that, you know, where there's a will, there's a way, and you can make that stuff happen on the road. And, you know, if you want to explain, I mean, you may not want to elaborate some of your secrets, because I know you have a cookbook coming out, and the freaking COVID-19 mess has really kind of screwed everything up. And you do have a cookbook that's coming out, and you are selling it to, and I don't know if there's a website or something like that, but It's kind of like a
It's
motorcycler's handbook to cooking real food on the road.
yes, it's we do have it up for pre-order on storymotoadb.com.
Okay.
Right now it's in the proofing, finishing up proofing, and as soon as we're done with that, we'll release it digitally immediately.
Gotcha. So, is it going to be like a PDF or something like that you can download, or
Yes,
like a
and
cookbook you
I
put on your
think,
phone?
like,
I mean, is it going to be phone ready? So, like, if you got your cell phone,
it is going to be phone. Yes, absolutely, phone
Gotcha.
ready, which I think is awesome because you're already trying to travel light
Yeah,
on
I
your
mean,
motorcycle. You can't like haul around a cookbook too.
you want to bet? No, I'm
So
just
it'll be on your phone, and
yeah, a phone or a
and
tablet, or I mean, because even I know
yeah,
guys that bring laptops and stuff on their on their motos and stuff like that. But
yep,
I mean, that's going to be very good because it's gonna. I mean, it'll freak you out. I've seen some of the meals that you've made, even just I know where you're at right now. Where you're stationed, as I like to say. I've seen you go out because you got a big fire ring out there, and you go out, and
yep,
it doesn't matter if you're in your backyard, or
yeah,
if you're 100 miles off the beaten path. The thing is
yeah,
when you're putting it all together, I would assume, I don't know how you do it, but what I'm saying is I would assume there, even in the cookbook or something like that, it's going to be, how to pack this stuff lightly and get it to where you're going. And because I know you go to the grocery store and you were always just looking at stuff. It's like, what could I get that would,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like this
exactly.
this ingredient here is totally going to work. Whereas if you were to totally do it like fresh, like if you were going to do chicken or something like that, taking raw chicken out on a deal, it can be done. I know because I've done it, but it's a pain in the butt. But I've seen you like going, oh my God, look at this or that. I don't want to give away any of your secrets or any of that stuff. I don't, but I'm just saying you've done a lot of research and you've really dug into the shortcutting, but still get the flavor. That's my thing.
Exactly. That's the thing that I was really trying to do with this cookbook is, not only like preserve your time and money on your trip, but be able to eat really good food, even if it's, a couple of nights that you do a really good recipe out on the road that you're not going to have to carry a whole lot to do. So that was the main thing I was trying to do with this.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is it's very robust adventure cookbook, but it's also a cookbook. So you're going to have recipes just like you would see in a regular cookbook, but you're also going to have a lot of suggestions for gear, for, like you said, shopping and packing, a bunch of camp hacks, some really cool crossover recipes. So,
Right.
maybe the ingredients that you're using for your dinner are also going to be, you're going to be using them in your breakfast. So it's like two completely different meals, same ingredients, stuff like that.
Right, exactly, and that's kind of key because you're not gonna pack a spice rack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yeah.
what's the best
Yep.
way to kind of cross certain things to make different different meals and stuff like that? Because I know that when you were here, I came out one day and you were just tossing around. You made this gigantic freaking burrito.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was like literally like grilled on both sides and it was all fine. I was like, "Where'd you make it?" I made it in your backyard. And I'm like,
Breakfast
"What?" Yeah, you're like, "Yeah, I made it in your backyard." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, cool." So it was just giant burrito.
Like, here, eat it.
Yeah. So, but that's the kind of things in filling your belly and all that type of stuff is really amazing. So I'm going to put it down in the comments, the direct link where you can actually get to where the cookbook is located if you guys are interested in it and check it all out. This is not some big promo push, but it does help Bonnie out because for her time and things like that, and it also goes for a good cause. It'll allow her to create more recipes and do more things. She doesn't really make any money on this stuff. So, what little she can make, it basically helps her stay motivated and do more. And I'm telling you, eating good food on a trip and being able to pack it right ain't as easy as you think it is. So you might want to learn from somebody that's been doing it for about a year and a half. So,
and for a family of 5.
Yeah, exactly. And for a whole family when you're out doing it, a lot of time invested in that. So, but amazing, good stuff. What are you doing now? And do you have any plans of getting out? And when are we going to hook up and have some drinks? You knew that was going to end that. You knew it was going to end that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see. What are we doing now? We're out of quarantine, but we've been quarantined for the past month. So we're all at home. All the kids are doing online school. Oliver's about to finish up kindergarten online, which is awesome because I tried to teach him to read last year, and I don't know how people do that. So now he can read.
Yeah.
And do math, so that's great.
That's good because I can't read, and
he can read for you now.
He can
read the cookbook to you.
I know. I mean, I miss my little Pac-Man, man, and Spider-Man and all that stuff. If you guys don't know anything about Oliver, her son, it's her youngest son. That is the most craziest, funnest dude you'll ever meet in your life. Yeah. One day,
now he's going by Deadpool. So.
Oh, my favorite! I love Deadpool.
Formerly known as Peter Parker, formerly known as Mario.
Yeah. Formerly known as Pac-Man, formerly known as Ninja Turtle. Oh,
exactly.
Man. But so anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Oliver's he's my buddy.
Yeah, so it's been, being able to be at home. We finished up school. He's now riding a bike without training wheels, so that's awesome too. Yeah, that means it's moto time for him.
Yeah, he's like literally he's coming into like little mini 50 type era.
Yep. That's what's next for him. So Josie graduated high school early.
Perfect.
So we're doing a COVID graduation.
We are too.
This Tuesday for her.
we're doing
the
one. Yep.
The drive-by where they just throw your cap and gown and take off.
Yep. Ethan does his next weekend. So next Saturday. So
nice.
Oh yeah, another COVID-19.
I can't believe it. It's insane.
Yeah, slingshot.
They're all graduating.
Here's your deal, slingshot. Right across your head.
Pack.
Yeah. Shoot out of one of those air guns. Shunk, shunk, so.
Mm-hmm.
But so
that's just chilling at the house, and we have a Facebook group that we spend a lot of time on, motorcycle.camp.cook.
Right.
And met a lot of really cool people with that group. So spent a lot of time chatting with them and, like I said, proofing the cookbook and things of that nature.
Yeah, no, that's good. And like as far as the cookbook goes, I'm just real quick, cause I got just 2 more small things before I, let you cut loose.
Okay.
When do you think the cookbook will be released? Well, I just know things are jacked up right now, so you can sit there.
When it was going to be released in fall, and then it was going to be released in spring 2020.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it's easier said than done.
It has been way more awesome than we thought it was going to be, and way more robust, and a lot more work. You know. So, if I had to say when I think it's actually going to be ready to get out there to everybody, I'm going to say 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, so maybe a month or 2 months or something like that. But you also have to understand that even though what you want to do right now doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get to do it. Just because things, I mean, it's like one day it's...
Life happens.
Yeah, exactly. Well, life happens. Not only that, I mean, all the crap that's going on right now, between the COVID and all that type of stuff. I mean, you don't know. A second round could happen, and, and you I'm just going to say, a month or 2, and hopefully it comes out then. If it doesn't, well, you'll keep them updated. How's that?
Yes, exactly. But for sure, before your fall, moto trip. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be ready to go very soon, and hopefully lots of people will be taking it along with them.
Yeah, and I mean I'm telling you, man, if you've never tried to do that type of stuff, Just try it. I mean, just try it. I mean, it is. It'll change the way
Yeah,
that
it's part of the adventure, right?
It really is. And honestly, it's towards the end of the day when I've been doing all my stuff. Now I get it. There's times that you're not going to be close to a store or anything like that, and you just have to eat what you got to eat. But a lot of times, guys are like, "Bruh, I'm gonna rub it so hard, man." You do realize the apocalypse is not actually real, and we don't need to pretend. We don't need to pretend. It's not the Sea Nation. I would like to eat if that's okay. There's a store like 8 miles from here. Maybe we could hit that before we go 20 miles into the dirt. Ah, bro,
right.
baby. No,
Well,
how about, bro,
now that you
go.
bring that up,
You know what I'm saying?
now that you bring that up, I will say this about the cookbook, which I think is really cool. Is like you said, Billy is like basically can survive off of sausage and cheese. So he calls me a foodie, and I call him a fuelie because he just basically uses food as fuel. Yeah. So in the cookbook, with every recipe, which I don't think these recipes are like my home cooking recipes. They're not, to me, they're no big deal.
Yeah.
But for people like Billy, I've put in at the bottom a fuelie tip, which is how they could like just bare bones make that recipe. So. Oh,
cool.
So for both people that want to experiment with some new cooking and then also people that just need, the bare bones food, eat it, make it, eat it, crawl in their tent.
I call it the here, you're not going to die tonight.
Exactly.
You're going to make it through the next day.
Even the fuelie tips are going to be better than a cold can of chili. So
yeah, I just I'm sorry, but I'm coming on 50 years old, and the days of
you need some food.
Yeah, pretending are over. I just no.
Yeah,
I don't roll like that. I'll be like, you just roll out. Me and Bonnie are going grocery shopping because I'm not doing that. Here's the deal. I've got a bungee strap and a cargo net, and I'll get it to where I'm going. But here's the deal. When we cook it, you sit back and you shut up and you beg for a bite.
Yeah.
Because I've been at those camps where they're going, "Hey, I noticed you got a lot of leftovers there. You're going to eat that?" I'm like, "What? You were all like bashing it not an hour and a half ago, and now it's
now
you got an extra bowl and a spoon." It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But we love them, so they can have some.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna eat real food. So anyway, what is coming up? Anything special? Going anywhere? Leaving out anytime soon? Got any moto plans? When you coming to town and drinking with me?
All right. So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
You will be the first stop.
Oh, sweetness.
Yeah, I don't really have a timeline for it.
Yeah.
It's still kind of all up in the air with what's going on, but there will be another run out for sure.
Right. Well, you got to get your ducks in a row. You don't just
that we want to see, and
Yeah, and you don't just fly off. You just go, "Hey, we're leaving," and then you leave. It doesn't work that way. There has to be, there's got to be strategic. Every trip we've ever done, you got to do strategic type deals. That way you keep yourself in your timeline, and you're within your budget and stuff like that. I mean, we're not all independently rich, you know what I'm saying? So,
right,
it has to make sense, and you have to, whatever, so, but,
so we're getting it all together. And like I said, definitely we're going to be heading back out here pretty soon. And when I say soon, I mean like months, within the next few months. So.
Yeah, so like maybe August, September, somewhere around there.
Yes.
If everything is, they don't put border walls up between each state.
Right.
Oh, you can't go into Louisiana because of COVID-47 or whatever. And I'm not trying to make light of it.
I haven't even heard if, do you know if any of the parks have opened back up yet? Or what the deal is with that?
Around here, most all the parks have opened back up. We actually, our whole trip got canceled literally the week before we were leaving. We were all packed up.
Yeah.
We did tire changes. We did everything. We were ready to rock and roll. We headed to Big Bend for 7 days. And that got chopped. So, but it is back open. I know Jay down there.
Cool.
Yeah, Jay down there, he says everything is pretty much, it's not normal, okay?
Yeah.
But you can hit the parks, you can ride around and stuff, but God, it's hotter than Satan's eyeballs right now down there. You can forget it. I got no desire to go down there right now, but we do have it penned in that we are going down there, but it probably won't be till November. We're trying to date it out. I got like 5 guys that want to go, so we're gonna trailer the bikes. We're gonna strip them down, and we're just gonna backpack daily. We're gonna meet Jay. I think said he's gonna be back around that time. Jay Masterson, if you don't know that guy, he's Super B. He rides the KLR.
He's
so
awesome.
Yeah, super cool dude. And he was gonna give us his Double Knot Spy campsite. When we were coming, he goes, if you want to come, he goes, I won't give it to anybody, but I'll give it to you guys, and I'm not even posting it. He goes, you'll just have to call me when you get here. And I was like, I get that. Trust me, I get it. I get that. Because you start giving that out, man, and it'll get destroyed, and then it won't be, it won't be secret anymore. Everybody will know about it. So,
oh yeah.
But so we've got that planned, and then we've got another trip in September that is coming up. And a matter of fact, I got 4 guys that just left about 3 hours ago that sent me text and photos to rub it in a little bit. Yeah, Jeff. Jeff and Rod and all those guys, they all live on the east side of Dallas. And they all found me through the YouTube channel and all that stuff. And really super cool guys, fun riders, really cool. One's a manager of Kawasaki. Jeff has a 200-acre ranch out
nice.
on the other side. Yeah, really nice. He's got his own enduro trail system that he created out on his on his land. Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's really super cool. Oh, you'd love it. It is fantastic. He's got his own lake and everything. He sucks. But he was blowing me up today. Yeah, that's East Texas ADV. If you guys are wondering who I'm talking about, it's just Jeff Morrison. And yeah, they're all headed out today. They're all headed up into Arkansas, and they're going riding today.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were, I was like, dude, I'm moving my business, and I've got personal stuff I got to do. It's not going to happen. So here I am. I'm having an interview with Bonnie Johnson. And it's just as good. And it's just as good. So, but, so you guys are hopefully going to get out, and it's just like every other adventure rider. It's up in the air.
Yes. It is up in the air until it's happening.
Yes. Until it is happening. So, yes. So they can find your stuff, storymotoadv.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, storymotoadv.com. And you've got links to everything on there, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, links to groups, all our Facebook groups, cookbook, and we also do like a lot of gear reviews and help you find affordable gear. So all that's on there.
Sweet. No, that's good stuff. So I'm going to put everything down in the description, and I want to thank Bonnie Johnson, my host, or not my host, but my guest. See, I need more coffee, but yeah, I want to thank.
I had like 3 cups, so I'm good.
Yeah, I only had 1, and it shows. But thank you for coming on.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Day off. You need to have another.
Yes, well, it's Saturday, Sunday, because this is a Sunday podcast. So, it's gonna be released tomorrow. I'm just doing it today because we had time and it works for both of us. So,
yeah.
But thanks for being on, and thanks for being awesome, and thanks for sharing what's going on, and hopefully everybody out there can sit back, relax, and just listen to 2 goofy people talk.
All right, man. Good to talk to you too.
You bet. Tell everybody. Tell everybody there I said hello.
Another podcast with you.
Yeah,
okay, I will.
No, we're gonna make sure.
See you later.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that this is a every so often. We won't do it too much to do whatever, but it is fun to sit down and talk with you because A, you laugh all the time, and B, you don't take anything too seriously, which is amazing. And
yeah, we always got new crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, and I love to hear about it. So, so tell everybody I said hi, and keep me updated and all that stuff. And don't forget Bonnie Johnson, Story Moto ADV, and you can find them on YouTube, Facebook, and you can find them on the web. So check them out. Check out the cookbook and reserve your copy today. So that way you will have it when it finally gets released. Perfect. Yes. Thank you, Bonnie.
All right.
You betcha.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
You bet.
Right,
you have a great one. Bye.
You too.
Hey, guys, that was Bonnie Johnson, Story Moto ADV. She's great. She's such a really, really, really good cook, and she does a great job at what she does. And she basically, literally, it's no joke, she has a big family that she has to take care of and do lots of, cooking and cleaning and all these types of things. And it's really not her job, but you know what? She does it and she never complains. That's what's the most amazing thing. And all you girl riders out there, you can do this stuff. And if you're a guy and you want to get into that cooking type side of camping, of adventure cooking, like with a little bit of pizzazz to it, check out her cookbook because it really is good. I've had her cook for me many, many times. And man, I tell you what, it's good stuff, and it's really easy. She makes it look so simple. It's not that hard. You can do it. Now, I like to cook out at camp. I don't know if you like to cook or stuff like that, or if you like to pack the old freeze-dried foods and stuff like that. I used to do the freeze-dried foods, but man, I tell you what, it got to a point where I was like, you know what, enough's enough. I need real food. And it is real food in that freeze-dry, but man, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. I don't want to have to just pour water into something, and now I got dinner. Anyway, hopefully your weekend is fantastic. You're having a great day. I want to, again, thank Bonnie for being on and shooting the breeze with me for a little bit and being part of our podcast because she was the very first person on our podcast, and I just thought it was great to get her back on about a year later and just kind of see her views and what's going on, especially about her little XT250. I love that motorcycle. It is so much fun to ride. Enjoyed it. I can't wait till she brings it back through so that I can ride it again. And her whole family, they are basically my family. I've known them for a really, really, really long time. She is married to probably my best buddy. And, I've known him for over 40-something years. So hopefully you're getting out, you're riding. Hopefully COVID's not keeping you up. It's going to rain a lot here in Texas, man. So basically put your rain gear on if you plan on riding in North Texas. Get out, find your adventure, have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. You can also email us at 690adv@gmail.com and check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/690adv. And you can also sign up and be part of everything at the 690adv.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day. 690 out.